It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, she's as tough as she is beautiful. The Biggest Loser's Jillian Michaels reveals her secrets to staying slim. Plus, brace yourself for an incredible performance from Cirque du Soleil. And Wendy's got the scoop on all the latest juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
I'm doing great. Listen, we have a fantastic show for you. There's a real housewife who's split with her boy toy. Then Miley and Liam are over for good. And there's a celebrity custody battle that has turned really nasty. Let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. So, it's been a while since I gave you a wig. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How you doing? Okay, my wig note is to remind me of something very, very important. So I'm thinking about The View and who should replace Joy. And I really do want to give assistance on account of these are my peers in daytime, and I love everybody over there. I've got a terrific suggestion. I didn't even tell my own staff this. Stacey London. Right? I'll tell you why. I was thinking, you know, like an older woman who's funny. Jeez, I forgot to snap the clip. I was thinking an older woman who's funny, and we were totally going comedic. We were thinking about George Stephanopoulos' wife. What's her name again? I forget. Allie Wentworth. But you want to know what? Stacey London's not a comedian by trade, but there are a lot of funny women who don't stand on stage and tell jokes who are really interesting and have a lot to say. I like Stacey. I could see her on The View. So, yesterday I was telling you, because my mom and dad were here after the show, we went out for lunch at the Palm. You remember the Palm came here and we learned how to make a great steak, and then they gave me a table. And do you see over on my head? It's the Wendy table. They put all the celebrities' pictures on. I ate so much. Oh, I signed my caricature, by the way. I put, how you doing? Shout it out. Thank you, the Palm, and the cream spinach, the shrimp, the asparagus, the mushrooms, the steak, the salad with chicken in it, the Diet Cokes, everything was great. I ate like a beast. I did. It's so good. Thank you, the Palm. And so, all right, about this Miley Cyrus and her fiance, Liam Hemsworth. Well, you guys were busy trying to get here, so you haven't read the newspaper, my studio audience co-host. Let me fill you in and everybody. Okay, the New York Post, it's a big, gigantic article at the top of page 6. And it says that they're over. Now, we already knew that their relationship was on the rocks. Liam, would you say nice? Good? See, I think that she doesn't understand that this is good until maybe a month or a year from now, but their relationship was already on the rocks. He was spotted with January Jones after the Oscars at the party. And if you know anything about January Jones, January gets what she wants, be damned if there's a woman involved with the man. I mean, this is the same woman who's got a child and she refuses to name the baby's father, and there are a few different names out there, you know. So when she comes around, you lock up your man. In the meantime, I guess this I guess this might have been the last straw for Miley. She was spotted out without her engagement ring. Liam, according to reports, is hiding out in Australia. Last week, Miley tweeted after the Oscars that they're still together, but some sources say that Miley is not ready to accept that it might be over for good. But here's the thing. The child is 20 years old, and you remember how heartbreak hurt so much when you were 20. But these two were always breaking up and getting back together. Always breaking up and getting back together. Now, maybe I'm just not understanding to that behavior, but I've never had a relationship like that. Not when I was a kid, not as an adult, you know, where you break up, get back together, break up, get back. When I'm with you, I am with you. And if I'm not, I'm not. And I think with relationships, we have to put things in boxes. If it's a one-night stand, I'm not judging, then it's a one-night stand. You know, if it's 1 week, you know, then it's 1 week. But anyway, she's 20 years old. She doesn't need to be engaged to begin with. At 20 years old, she needs to be out having fun. I just hope she doesn't get back on the salvia. Anyway, good luck, Miley Cyrus. So, you won't believe the divorce drama that's going on between Deion Sanders and his wife. They're still married, aren't they still married? Pilar Sanders. We haven't talked about them in a moment, but their divorce is nasty. They've got kids, they've been married for 13 years. They were both arguing for sole custody of their 3 children. See, that's when you know it's just not even, okay, we don't get along, let's break up. But who argues for sole custody of the kids? Kids need both parents. And normally, it's the woman who gets awarded the custody, and then the man drives by and picks him up, and that's how it works. That's just how it is. Whether we work or whether we're stay-at-home moms, we are the first line of home to our kids. Women. So, now, yesterday, with that said, the judge made a surprising decision. Deion was awarded full physical custody. All I'm saying is when a man is, full physical custody of their 11 and 13-year-old sons, but they'll share custody of their 9-year-old daughter. Now, first of all, this is breaking up the kids, which, who does that? Are the parents really arguing that much? Apparently. And Pilar, I'm not judging, but I'm judging. What kind of mother, woman are you that the judge gave the man the custody? I mean, it's not even about being Deion Sanders. It's about being, you know, just clap if you agree that when a man gets custody, the woman must be full of crazy. Full of crazy. Like, you know, I know that there are a smattering of husbands and babies' fathers out there who are really hands-on, but for the most part, men just pass through the house, grunt, get something to eat with dirty hands in the fridge. They have the sex with you, they get in the bed, they snore, they drop their drawers on the ground. You know, conversation with the kids and what's going on in the kids' life generally happens as you're passing to go back out. That's the way it is in a lot of households, whether you have a husband, a boyfriend, or a baby's father, right? No disrespect to the men, but you really. So when a woman is when the kids are taken away from a woman, I'm sorry, I look at this as crazy. So we did an investigation. Apparently, she was accused of taking steroids. Well, you know, she's got a terrific body, and now that the kids were taken, I'm gonna say alleged, but in my mind, once the kids are taken away, all bets are off. I believe everything I hear. Okay, you know that dial-a-star thing? Do you remember when I was telling you that there are stars that you can call them up and talk to them and they make a few dollars? Some of the stars who did this, I think like Lindsay Lohan's mother, like whatever. Anyway, so she signed up. No, because we called Adina here on the show, the dial-a-star. She picked up the phone, you pay. Okay. Look at me. Pilar signed up to be one of the stars on Dial-a-Star. But the calls, according to what we heard from allegedly, a lot of them happened after midnight, and Deion said it was phone sex. She's been accused of cheating. He's been accused of cheating. with Tracy Edmonds, Babyface's ex. This is all alleged. All I'm saying is that allege, schmalege. The fact is, Pilar, your sons are being raised by your husband, and the judge split the family up. And now she can't even move and start a new life because, of course, you have to live within a particular town, I guess, you know, so every time you go to the ShopRite, people are gonna be looking at you crazy. You know? Anyway, I would say good luck, but I'll just say, oh well. Thank you. So I want to talk to you about some juicy celebrity romance news. So it's time for hookups and breakups. Adrienne Maloof in Beverly Hills is no longer with Rod Stewart's son, Sean Stewart. They called it quits, but I mean, Adrienne's 51. She still technically is married to Paul, and they have children and, you know, a custody arrangement, I guess, to work out and a divorce to get through. Sean is an easy distraction. He's 32. You know, a 32-year-old man knows how to date a 51-year-old woman. You give us what we want, which is company to go out for dinner. You tell us that we're pretty, you know, and you make us feel young, and then you move on. So as far as a breakup, nobody's hurt by this. It was fun, it was easy, and now it's done. Hi, Sean. Hi, Adrienne. Adrienne, by the way, also quit the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after not showing up for the reunion show, which, in my opinion, I always thought that was in their contract. So if you don't show up for the reunion show, you're as good as quitting or getting fired. But the people at Radar Online claim that Bravo actually fired Adrienne, so she didn't, it wasn't, well, everybody who gets fired always spins it like they quit. You know what I mean? Anyway, Bravo was allegedly angry over Adrienne giving an exclusive interview to Life and Style magazine about using the surrogate. Now, you have to follow this closely because I know you watch Housewives of Beverly Hills. Do you remember when Adrienne was outed about the surrogacy at the backyard barbecue by Brandy? But we never saw it. I had to tell you about it here on Hot Topics because Adrienne allegedly lined up the lawyers, you know, because she's a Maloof. She lined up the lawyers and threatened to sue the show if they didn't edit all the surrogacy, this backyard fight out. But you have to understand, editing and getting things together, it's very expensive, it's very time consuming, and it's just a pain. But Bravo did it, only for Adrienne to turn around and tell the entire story to Life and Style. So that is a reason to get fired, Age. Although I told you that you shouldn't have been on this show to begin with because you're a Maloof. And what do you need for reality TV? Good luck all around with everybody over there. And now it's time for the hookups. Okay, so Elle McPherson. She's a woman of a particular age. I would say, you know, she's in her 40s, somewhere, you know, in there. Anyway, she's engaged. I only point that out because she's engaged to a billionaire. And oftentimes, you know, it's an older woman who thinks that all guys are looking for are 22-year-olds. Not so. Not so. She called herself a billionaire. Yeah. I know. And he's good brown. He uses a lot of Vitalis, it looks like, in his hair. And they show him sitting down, but he's not short. He's her same height, and he's not fat. There he is. Hot, right? Woo! So his name is Jeff Sofer, and they dated for a couple of years before they broke up last March. But according to the New York Post, they reunited after Jeff escaped a deadly helicopter accident in November that killed one of his best friends. So he had one of those life-changing moments. Do you remember when 9/11 happened? You might have promised yourself or done things that, you know, I mean, in every life, I guess things happen, it's that light bulb moment. So this one actually benefited Elle the Body. So congratulations on your engagement. So that's a relationship together. Also, Oscar nominee Jessica Chastain, her love life is heating up. She's dating this guy named Gianluca Passi de Prepa Solo. Look, just call him the Count. You know why? He's a real life count. No, you know how I always say to the girls, you know, we need a count. Go get a count. In my mind, though, a count is always like 65 with gray hair, 65 or older, with only half the hair, you know, because, you know, the stadium cut. And he just looks at you as the young chippy. I had no idea that counts were even full head of hair and young. Look, he's young, he's a count. And in my mind, you think that counts just drive around and be counts, you know, but this guy is a worker bee count. He's an executive at the Montclair. You know those Montclair jackets? They're super expensive. He's an executive at Montclair. He doesn't have to do that. He's a count. Now, look, their relationship, they're not engaged, but good luck with your count, Jessica. I'll tell you, those counts are the business, you guys. The Counts just beat a regular old millionaire from Jersey any day. Just a Count from Europe with an accent and already has kids. That way you don't have to be bothered. You know what I mean? The Count already has his kids. Anyway, so last night was the premiere of Lifetime's controversial new reality show, Preacher's Daughter. Only I had a tiff with my mother earlier and it made both of us cry on the telephone, and then she hung up on me, and then, you know, however, whatever, we all fight with our moms, you know, whatever. Mommy, I love you. And look. So, you know how when you cry a lot and your eyes get all puffy and your face is all salty, but after you cry, it's like the best night's sleep ever? I think the fight was over like 8:15. I was asleep by 8:16. So now I missed last night's controversial debut. That was the debut last night, right? Yes. Oh, you saw it too? Look, of that show called Preacher's Daughter. It's about 3 out-of-control teens and the ministers struggling to raise them. Well, one of the girls wants to start dating. One doesn't know who her baby's father is. And one of them says that she wants to live the life of a porn star. So now look. Last night, the porn star one, her parents weren't happy. I have a little clip for you. Let's watch together and then I'll finish.
What's this about some porno that you think that's okay?
I think what's okay?
Or you want that kind of lifestyle?
I don't want that kind of lifestyle.
Nobody raised you like that.
What are you talking about?
Lower your tone.
Do you watch porno?
No.
It kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt like getting up and baptizing her again.
I was just saying that porn stars have freedom.
We give you freedom. You might go to the porn shop. I don't know.
I'm not finna be a porn star.
You got that right, you not.
All right, well, I'm going back to my room.
Don't roll your eyes, little girl.
I did it.
If we just continue to put her in chains, the only thing she's gonna do is rebel. We're gonna give her a little more freedom. We'll see how it goes.
God, please don't ever let my daughter become a porn star.
Right? I mean, you know, I'll be perfectly honest with you. This is not a show that I care about watching because, you know, I mean, the subject matter just doesn't matter to me, and I got kind of soured to the whole, you know, preachers can raise porn stars also, and preachers have kids. Like, just because you're a preacher's kid doesn't mean that your kids aren't gonna do, that you're not gonna do drugs and, you know, so on. So it's a little hypocritical with the fire and brimstone, and then you got a mess going on at home. I gotta tell you something. So you know I was on full bed rest after having 3 miscarriages, 2 at 5 months, praying for my little Kev. So I went on full bed rest. Well, after I gave birth to him, and now he's 12 years old, me and my husband were just so grateful. We enrolled in church, and we started going to church. Okay. So now here we are going to church, and it was one of those, it was like a big church with a lot of congregation and not a regular choir, but more like Earth, Wind, and Fire up there playing in front. You know how it is. We're Baptist, by the way. So when I go to church, you know, I get all, first of all, I'm emotional with you, so you can imagine how many tissues I need when I'm at church. So we're going, we got our bunchkin, I got my husband, we're blessed. Well, one day, oh, and by the way, I was popular on the radio at that time, so we always like to leave a little bit early just so that we can get out, move the car, and go back home. Or out for breakfast, like what you do after church. So we left, and I'm seeing this gray Toyota Tercel right over there, just rocking and knocking, rocking and knocking. Well, honey, there were 2 kids in there going at it, getting busy with the sex while the preacher is still preaching and Earth, Wind, and Fire band is still in there playing. And see, nobody's really shocked at that because you know that this happens. And so me, being the informant that I am, I get back on the radio. That was Sunday, so Monday, you know, what'd I do over the weekend? Well, at the church, this is what I witnessed. Well, next thing you know, we're kicked out of the church. I swear to you, we were kicked out of the church. And guess how we were served to know we were kicked out of the church? Knock, knock, knock at our front door. The marshal came to serve me the notice that we're kicked out of the church because I talked about 2 teenagers knocking boots in the parking lot. So, when it comes to the church, I believe, and I'm as Christian as anybody else, but I just can't. I can't. So you watch that show. I'm not watching. And it got really nasty too. I mean, the reverend turned into a real animal, just a real anyway. Let's talk about Tina Turner because we don't talk about her a lot, and I just love her. Okay. So she landed her first ever Vogue cover. First ever. Yeah. It's the April issue of German Vogue. She's 73 years old, and this is the first time that she's ever been a cover girl on Vogue, which is weird because she's had such a long, popular career, but she's 73 years old, and Miss Turner, I think you look terrific. And I must say, you have inspired me to wear a particular wig when I get 70. I think I'm gonna wear that one. Do you ever think about what you're gonna do with yourself and your looks and stuff when you get a little bit older? See, I do. It's called futuristic vision. And it used to be that I wanted to wear the Anna Wintour when I was 73. You see what I'm saying? That's cute. It's easy to put on. You just put it on and go. And then I said, you know what? I might not be that uptight at 73. And I might, you know, since at 73 you don't care what people say about you, then I said, I'm going with the Diane Cannon when I'm 73. Is it? I mean, it's like old Miss Young, like literally Diane Cannon. Diane, I love you. Take this in the best way. But from the back, you look like a 15-year-old. Then you turn around, you look like the crypt keeper. I mean, she's an older woman. She's an older woman. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna all look like the crypt keeper when we're 73, but I love that she has the nerve to wear such long teenage hair, and that might be me. Only I saw that Tina Turner wig and I said, maybe I wanna do that when I'm 73. So this is how it would look. There, good, right? Keep clapping, please. We have a great show for you. We have an incredible performance from Cirque du Soleil. The show is called Totem. But up next, everybody, from The Biggest Loser, fitness expert Jillian Michaels is here, and she's going to share some terrific tips to keep us healthy. Keep it here. I'm glad you're still here. Listen, our first guest has been called TV's toughest trainer because she has a take-no-prisoners approach to getting people in shape on The Biggest Loser. But now she's got this new book. It's called Slim for Life. And in the book, she's offering secrets to fast and lasting weight loss. Please welcome, for the first time on our show, Jillian Michaels. Thank you. Listen, okay, so.
I love your audience.
Aren't they fabulous?
They're fantastic. Wow.
Here's the thing. I'm so glad that we met. We were at the Red Dress fashion show playing like models. And you know, I just sit and kind of mind my own business. And when you said hi, I was like, oh my God, Jillian said hi. I hope she's not judging.
No,
I hope you're not judging.
No, I was very impressed.
But then when you said, thank you, Jillian. But then, when you said that you watched the show,
I love the show.
totally
I'm
like-
such a fan. I love the show, and I was like, there's Wendy. And I was like kind of nervous to come up to you. My friend's like, just do it. Don't be an idiot. So I was like, I love you. Like I fully, and guilted her into having me on.
no.
totally-
Well, no, here's the thing. Because I have to tell you, and I've read that you get this often, people don't think you're a girl's girl. They think that you're this hard-nosed woman that they should avoid. So when you said you loved our show, I'm like, because we're a certain kind of people here. When I found out you're our kind of people, I was like, love, I love you too. So now look. I love seeing you back on The Biggest Loser. Did you miss it when you left for a couple of, you've gone for a couple of years?
Gosh, I know. It's so tough. It's bittersweet. I love the end result, but the work, it's hard work. It's hard work for them, and it's really hard work for the trainers, and it keeps you up at night. You're constantly stressed about it, and I tend to feel the weight of the world in that job because I do take it very seriously, and I see it as a life or death intervention on a ticking clock.
And so that's why you have to be hard-nosed to them.
Sometimes.
But in real life, she's not that hard-nosed. Don't you love? and so, but I also didn't realize that you tackled childhood obesity, and we've got a picture to prove a little something, something.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Jillian, everybody.
I know, I was a bigger kid, yeah.
So you're only like 5 feet tall.
I know.
What was your biggest weight? Like how?
I'm a hobbit, really. My feet are this big and I'm this tall. It's amazing.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, like, how much did you weigh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it in proportion. How much did you weigh at your heaviest?
I was about 170 pounds at about 5 feet, so I'm 5'3" now.
Yeah.
A true giant, a towering personality. And yeah, it was about 60 pounds heavier than I am now.
Yeah, because that's me at 5'11", 170. So, wow. And so, what made you become a personal trainer?
You know, I fell into it. I was training for a black belt when I was 17 because martial arts really turned me around at a young age. And so I was training for my black belt, and people would come up to me in the gym and think I was a trainer. And at that time, I was making like $5 an hour delivering barbecue.
Right.
You know, I was like, you know, and so they would come up to me and say like, how much do you charge? And I was like, I don't know. $15 an hour.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I'm rich.
Yeah.
So my mom at that point was like, this is great, sweetie. You know, I think we should get you, aren't there some sort of credentials you need? So she got me my first little certification.
Oh, good. She was supportive. Did you grow up in a fat household, like siblings fat, mother, father?
Funny you say that. No, there's so much truth to this. You're dead on. Not my mom, but my dad was overweight.
Yeah.
And it was how we connected. It was how we bonded.
Over food.
And how I identified with him.
Yeah.
And I had to work that through later in life.
So, but you look terrific now. I would have never guessed that you were overweight when you were younger. So you have sympathy. Now, another thing about you that I love, you know, you're perfectly honest about your sexuality. You did a big magazine spread about a year ago, and you came out of the closet, and you have a partner.
Yes.
What's her name? Heidi.
Heidi.
And
Even Heidi gets applause. She'll be so thrilled.
well, no, because we love relationships here on the show. And who's the little black girl? No, I'm playing. I know. No. Look, just keep the picture because I just want to talk about your beautiful children now. Now, there was one in the baby basket, and then there's one in your arms. Who are those people? And I'm going to get back to your daughter's hair as a white woman. Do you know what a kitchen is?
I know exactly what a kitchen is. It's when the back of the hair gets all messed up and the hair needs to be done. I know everything. I know about the edges. I know about the product. I know about the twists. I know all the different braiding styles. I know what is up. Okay. I'm down with my sister girls.
Okay. Wait, first, let me ask you about the one in the baby basket.
That one is my son. My partner had my son.
Heidi had your son.
Yeah.
And so congratulations on him. He's beautiful. And now your daughter.
Yes.
What is the origin of...
She is Haitian.
Oh,
She's Haitian. We adopted her from Haiti, and she's just... That kid is the light of my life.
How old is she now?
She's gonna be 3 in April.
Yeah. Now, do you know how to braid hair? Did you braid?
I'm not gonna pretend. I did try to kind of be that mom, that super mom, and it was a sort of a disaster.
Yeah.
So my But my black friends have a woman that they use. Really, they were like, a girl, like my friend Kelly came over.
Her skin is ashy, her
like,
edges are beady.
And she was
kitchen
getting
is a mess.
nappy, like the whole thing. 'Cause I was like, we're doing natural hair.
No.
And it was dreading in the back of she was so we have Amber now.
And she's black.
Yeah.
And she knows what to do.
But she's teaching me because I'm going on this tour and I'm not gonna have Amber for 6 weeks. So I'm learning how to blow it out and do the Afro puffs. What? What's that? It's cute.
The problem with the Afro puffs is
in the back. She's like this.
Well, here's the thing.
What else am I supposed to do? I got 6 weeks, no Amber.
But here's the problem with the Afro puffs.
Why not?
The Afro puffs are up here, which means that the edges are going to be beady, and the kitchen is going to be like. We have to talk during the commercial break, and maybe we'll take some suggestions from some of the sisters in the audience.
No Afro puffs?
No.
They're so cute.
Relax. Jillian, look. Jillian's gonna stick around. She's gonna give us some great, realistic, healthy tips on how we can manage our weight. Don't miss it. Now look. I took a little poll in here, and we've all decided that the blow dryer with the comb is perfect, Jillian.
Okay.
For your daughter's hair on tour. No kitty perms or anything like that. Look,
Okay.
we're back, everybody, with Jillian Michaels. She's got this new book called Slim for Life. It's filled with some really great, realistic weight loss tips. So let's get through them. What's our first tip?
So the first one actually pertains to exercise,
Okay.
to amp up your intensity. Cold hands killer workout. So we want to keep your core temperature down. That's why you don't want to heat up the room in hot yoga. The cooler your temperature, the harder you train. So you can use little cold water bottles, or we have these little hand packs that you hold while you run or you jog, and you can run longer and faster.
Just by having cold in your hands. Isn't that great?
Keeps you from getting fatigued. And the other one, of course, is peppermint oil. Also, put a little on your wrist, sniff it, and it enhances your intensity.
Who knew? We could do this. All right, let's talk about tea time.
Tea time.
Okay.
Tea time is great for a couple of things.
Okay.
Helps curb appetite, helps burn fat and boost metabolism. And a caffeinated tea or a caffeine product can help it also increase the intensity of your workout, which is great because the more calories you burn while you train, helps you lose weight
The more you
faster.
can eat for dinner.
Exactly.
That's my math.
I caught that earlier at the steakhouse, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, this one.
Okay, so tea time. What's this?
All right, next one. These are for you.
What are we doing?
All right, so you notice when you go to like fast food places, hey, John Lennon.
Exactly.
That everything, I'm sorry, everything is in like yellow, orange, red.
Yes.
These colors stimulate appetite. So what we want to do is we want to use blue plates, blue placemats, have blue in your kitchen.
What is this doing?
The whole idea here is that it helps you eat less. It decreases your appetite. Cooler foods decrease your urge to eat. So see the world through blue-colored glasses.
Thank you.
It may look a little silly, but what the heck?
Now, what's this?
Okay, portion control, really easy. Get yourself a muffin tin and simply make things like your quiches, your muffins, your tars in a muffin tin, and this way you don't have to sit there and count calories for hours. It's automatic portion control.
I love this one too.
This one's easy.
What's
All right,
this?
next one, spicy food.
Oh, that's
So spicy food, not only the capsaicin in it boosts your metabolism, but when things are extremely spicy, you naturally will eat less because it gets a little overwhelming to your taste buds. So heat it up.
Eat it? Okay, heat it up. Okay, now what's the deal? Why do I see chopsticks?
Ah, my chopsticks. Okay, so the idea, it takes 20 minutes for you to feel full, right?
Yeah.
And if you're eating really fast, we have a tendency to kind of let our eyes be bigger than our stomach.
Right.
So use chopsticks to slow you down or eat with your non-dominant hand.
Oh my gosh! I love that tip. Thank you so much for coming. It was so nice to have this conversation.
Thank you.
You are thebomb.com. Her new book, everybody, is called Slim for Life. It's available in bookstores now. For more information on Jillian's Maximize Your Life tour that she's gonna go on with the blow dryer and her kids, go to wendyshow.com. Still to come, an incredible performance from Cirque du Soleil. But up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. it's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy?
Very well, thanks. How can I help?
Well, I've been with my boyfriend about 5 years now. And right in the beginning of our relationship, I found some text messages in his phone that I did not approve of.
Okay, this is about 5 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he brushed it under the rug. Well, lately, I've been a little more suspicious, and he's not letting me look in his phone.
So this is 5 years later, and you're still on one.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay, it's okay. Can we talk about the nature of the messages? I mean, because he could deny that there was nothing going on, but what was in the messages?
Well, some suspicious sounding texts to girls. He
Okay.
said they were just friends, but
Okay.
I didn't like how they sounded.
Okay. So how old are you, honey?
I'm 24.
24.
Yes.
And you love this guy? He's the keeper?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
You're gonna have. This is your problem, not his. That was 5 years ago. You know when? And how old is he?
He's 28.
Okay, that was 5 years ago when you guys pretty much were a new relationship.
Right.
Things happen in relationships. Besides, why are you going to ask him to run his phone when all you have to do is when he gets in the shower?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just do it.
Yep.
But if you go looking, you might find something, and then you'll have to, decide what you're going to do from there. But basically, in a nutshell, this is your problem at this point, not his. Okay. Very well. Good luck.
Thank you, Eddie.
Oh, we have time for one more. How you doing?
How you doing? Hi, Wendy. My name's Nakia.
Nakia.
Yes. So I have this friend that I was really close with, and to the point where I would even support her financially when we went out. Well, she changed and disappeared on me when she got a new job and got a new boyfriend.
Oh.
Last year, my cousin died, and she didn't offer me any support. Now she's pregnant, and she wants me back in her life. But I feel awkward. There's a lot of tension.
Wait, everybody.
I feel betrayed. So should I still be her friend?
Well, for me personally, on account I have my family, I have my job, I have no room for waffling with friends in my life. Either you're in or you're out. So for me, I would be like, she's dead to me. However, if you're a different kind of woman, since you're asking the question, it seems to me like you might want to get back in her life. But the relationship cannot continue until you have the conversation about your hurt regarding the death of your cousin and her hating on you because you got a man and a job. And also now she's pregnant. And if you're going to be her friend, it's got to be 100%, both of you.
Right.
But me, I don't have time for silliness
Right,
with girls.
right.
But good luck with your final decision. Everybody, up next, there's an incredible performance from Cirque du Soleil. Don't miss it. Okay, so our next guests, well, they are a class act, and they've been captivating audiences around the world in Cirque du Soleil. Totem, please welcome roller skating artists Denise and Massimo. So you kiss. It's beautiful. This is Denise and Massimo, everybody. Cirque du Soleil Totem. It opens tomorrow night in New York at Citi Field and runs through May 12th. Studio audience, you're all going home with a pair of tickets. Enjoy. We'll be right back. Don't miss our pop quiz next. Wendy's pop quiz. You know, we put your pop culture knowledge to the test. Before the commercial break, we asked you the following question. Rihanna made her acting debut on which TV show? A, All My Children, B, The Cosby Show, or C, Wizards of Waverly Place? No, that's what I said. However, Rihanna was on the soap All My Children back in 2000. She played a pop star. So the answer is A, All My Children. And a fun fact is that Rihanna's next acting role is in a movie with Seth Rogen. And it's also starring James Franco and friend of the show, Kevin Hart. So she's acting, but she made her debut on All My Children. Thank you so much for playing Wendy's Pop Quiz. We'll be right back. Keep it here. Such a great time today. I want to thank Jillian Michaels. She's one of the girls, right? Also, Cirque du Soleil, you guys are fabulous. And P.S., they are lovers, I asked them. And of course, my co-host, my studio audience, thank you for cheering and clapping and stuff. So tomorrow we got 3 outspoken personalities. They're gonna join me for our weekly Hot Talk panel. We'll also be cooking tomorrow some delicious St. Patrick's Day specialties. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.